Welcome to NET JRF Scholars YouTube channel. Today in our channel we are going to start our first lecture in UGC NET Paper 1. As part of this lecture, we are going to look at levels of teaching in UGC NET Unit 1 Teaching Aptitude. As part of this unit, we are going to look at the 3 levels of teaching, which are memory level, understanding level, reflexive level. These 3 levels you can find in any sources, but in this video I am giving a one more important and repeatedly asking level which you cannot find in any other sources, either in YouTube or any other material. So let's get started with our first video. The first and most important memory level of teaching. Before that, I'm going to tell you one thing. So I have made the slides of all the concepts in the upcoming videos, as well as you can just copy paste in your notes so that you can easily revise at the end. I made these slides very easy and simple, as it is you can directly copy paste into your notebook. So please take note on everything that you can see on the slides that I have typed, so that it becomes easy for you to revise again and no need to watch the video again and again. Here, first, before discussing the memory level of teaching, I will give you a story which makes you remember this concept forever. Okay, whenever you do not remember, unable to recall this memory level teaching, you just once remember the story so that it's become easy for you to answer the questions, and as well as if they asked any of the other important points from that I have mentioned here, you can also answer them by remembering the story here. Okay, first I'll give a context. Okay, imagine a student of school, maybe a 6th to 8th grade student. Okay, in schools usually, let's say a teacher is explaining the concept of solar system. What do they do in schools? They just say sun, around the sun there are planets revolving, okay, and one of those planets is Earth, thought forest from the sun, and asked them to remember all other remaining planets in the solar system. Okay, this is a small story and it is really helpful to understand this memory level of teaching. So what students basically do, they go to home, they just by heart, okay, sun, okay, father of the solar system, core, and what revolve around the sun are the planets. Okay, they by heart come and maybe present or basically they write in the examination. Okay, so here, as you can see, is there any thought process that is going in the minds of the children? No, they just need to memorize the things that are taught by the teacher. That's why it is a teacher-centered method, because all the efforts are taken by the teacher to teach the students, okay, just to asking them to memorize, and she may give some mnemonics for the students to memorize the concepts. That's it. So as a result, it is teacher-centered and teacher active role, but student is not active. Okay, she is just passively getting the information without any proper thinking. As a result, we can say the student are playing a passive role. Being is just a memorization, not the understanding of the concept that are explained. As a result, it is a lowest level of teaching. So all the knowledge that gained by the student in this story is just by the memorization. Even the animals can memorize. As we can see in YouTube videos, chimpanzee may click on a button when it feels thirsty or when it is hungry. Okay, if you provide two buttons, one is for water and one is for food, it consciously press the button, okay, for food and the water, whatever it needs. So it's just memorizing what is for the water and what is for the food. So the memory level of teaching can be adapted by the animals. Okay, and there is one concept that is cramming, where we tend to prepare for the examination, especially semester examinations, a day before, but we forgot after a week. So this type of learning is called cramming. So cramming is a part of memory level of learning, not teaching. It's a part of memory level of learning. It's for the emergency test purpose and lasts for a very short time. The next level is understanding level of teaching. Now, when the child grows from the school to higher secondary, the same concept of solar system comes again into the picture. Okay, now the teacher explains the student about sun along with composition of sun, why it is hot, what are the chemicals or the minerals or materials it consists of, and why all other planets are revolving around the sun, why earth is tilted. Now teacher making student to understand, to think. As you can see earlier, we can teacher only ask the student to memorize the concept, but here she is explaining each and every bit to make the students to understand the complete solar system. So she is giving complete explanation. What is the reason for the tilt? Okay, so what is its angle? Why it is formed? Okay, and why sun is so hot? What is the composition of the sun? What is the composition of the earth? What are the layers of the earth? Okay, crust, mantle, core, how these are formed, what is the composition of the each layer. Okay, so it's all taught in the higher secondary level, making students to understand the concept. It's not want the teacher to just memorize there is crust, there is mantle. So what is the which of these layers has the less density, which of these layers has the high density, why the density is high, why the density is low. Okay, that's all. Why the earth below the water is lower compared to the land. Okay, these all are explained conceptually. Okay, so it is thought provoking. Okay, students should be the thoughtful and the subject center. The main aim of the understanding level of teaching is learning the subject, and as you can see, both teacher and the student play active role, not the passive role. Okay, students also has to play the passive role along with the teacher in this level. Here, as I said, Learn the subject, not just memorize the facts. Use subject as the core, not as the facts. Once understanding the concept, even the questions are like why, what, how, especially why and how rather than what. The question of what you can mostly see in the memory level of teaching. What is the capital of Andhra Pradesh? What is the capital of Gujarat? What is the capital of UP? Okay, and what is the third forest planet from the sun? So the what question is mostly seen in the memory level. Why and how questions are seen in the understanding level of teaching. Next, we have reflexive level of teaching. Now you are crossed your schooling, you are crossed your plus 2, and you come to your PG and PhD. We are at this level, okay, reflexive level of teaching, where the teacher, here imagine the same story. Okay, now the student is in the PG or PhD. Okay, here it is mostly of a student active role and teacher passive role. So the teacher explain the concepts and left the children or students with thought-provoking questions where student has to actively work on those questions and find out the answers by themselves. As you can see, a teacher relatively playing a passive role and student playing an active role. Here, when the questions left by the professor makes students to answer themselves for those problems or the questions. As a result, it is problem-centered or student-centered. You are exploring the unanswered questions as part of this teaching. So it is upper thoughtful level, okay, and it is the highest level of learning, and it is introspective in nature as you are questioning yourself and answering to those questions in the process of learning. As a result, we call this also as introspective level of learning. And apart from the concepts, you need to remember the concepts which are who proposed. So the memory level proposed by Herbert, understanding level by Morrison, and reflexive level by Hunt. H, M, H. Herbert, Morrison, Hunt, and next one more M. Let's start the very important and mostly repeated apart from the 3 levels of teaching. So it is proposed by Maurice L. Biggie. So the memory level by Herbert, understanding level by Morrison, reflexive level by Hunt, and autonomous development level by Morris. Okay, HM, that is HM square or HM into 2. That's it. So you can remember by this mnemonic because most of the SEMs they have asked about the concepts who are proposed these. So it's a first level student oriented rather than student oriented. We can call child oriented in the general terms. Here you need to imagine a small boy of 1 to 2 years. Okay, as you have seen that the small kids used to take the things in their hand, lick and hit on the ground. Why they do? Because the curiosity to understand the world around them. So in this process, they learn many things, such as the fire is hot or hurting, etc. So these things are learned by feelings and the self judgments. So the learning is completely depends on the learner's feeling and the judgments, and they also afraid of some people because of their feelings and their judgments. If you hurt them, they start crying when you approach close to them. This is the reason, as they are following autonomous development level of learning, the feeling said that they may hurt again, and they come to a judgment that he is going to hurt. So they are in the process of learning. So in this level, they started developing feelings of autonomy, and there is no scope for teaching intervention. Even though you have tell them that do not touch the fire, it will hurt you, but still they get close to the fire and they cannot listen. So even though you intervene them, they learning completely depends on the feelings and judgment. They always do those things, and it is called the negative thinking because there is no need of any kind of formal education. That is the reason they basically called as negative education. So these are the four important, especially autonomous development level is very important because you do not find them in the many sources. So please read all the levels and make the notes as I have given in the slides. Okay, that is more than enough for the examination, and remember the stories that I have given for the every level that will help you to answer the questions. Even though if you forgot the concept, the story really helps you. In the next video we are going to look at the number system, as it is helpful in ICT as well as mathematical reasoning and aptitude. As part of this, we are going to look at positional number system, non-positional number systems, and in the non-positional number system we have four types: decimal, binary, octal, hexadecimal, and we will also look at the conversion from one number system to other. Thank you. Please subscribe to our channel NET JRF Scholars for more interesting videos on the concepts of UGC NET Paper 1 and linguistics. Thank you.